Welcome, everybody. I am back with the king of the charts, Sami Abu Saad, for another fun market update as we do every Thursday afternoon. My name is Michael Camo. I'm director of content for T3 Live. And today we are going to talk about fun topics like can Robinhood hit 30? I feel like an idiot because I didn't listen to Sami because he was very, very aggressively bullish on Robinhood. And like a fool, I did not listen to him. Anybody who does not listen to Sami ends up regretting it, which is why we're here every Thursday with him. So today we're going to talk about can Robinhood hit 30 because it's been like a rocket, how Nvidia looks at a 1255 today, all the excitement about the split, what to do with Tesla, always a fun adventurous stock, how Bitcoin looks, and whether Cannabis, MSOS has bottomed because that's, that stock, that ETF just always looks like a mess. And we are going to try to make some sense of it. So, Sami, how are you doing today?
Doing great. Couldn't be
All right.
better. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. So let's get right to the chart. So, Sami, I think we need to talk about Robinhood. This has been one of the big hits in the Strategic Swing Trader newsletter. You added to it like you got in a little over 18 and then added to it around 20, and it's just been kind of booming as the equity markets have stayed strong. So, can this stock actually get to like 30 or even higher?
Honestly, I don't see any resistance on it. I mean, it has room. I don't see any resistance. It has a tradable void above. So who's to say it doesn't get to 40? Who knows?
Okay, I mean,
Don't see any resistance.
so are you bullish on the markets overall? Because I mean, because it's like Robinhood. If the stock market goes up, Robinhood's going to go up. So are you bullish on the equity markets as a whole?
Yes, but if Bitcoin goes up, Robinhood will go up more so than if the market goes up, the Robinhood will go up. So I'm bullish on Bitcoin for sure. Also, there's no reason to not be bullish on the market. I know the market may be up. I don't know how much it's up, but just objectively speaking, this is bullish. If you show me a chart that looks like this, then I'd say that's bearish. This is bullish. There's no objective reason, rational reason to be bearish on the market. So bullish unless proven otherwise.
Okay, all right. It's refreshing to hear somebody with such like a simple, straightforward opinion on the market because I feel like everybody's always like, oh, it looks okay now, but the Fed's gonna come and hit us with the bus, and it's all gonna end soon. So let's talk about Nvidia. We often hear you use the term climactic, and Nvidia's been going crazy. It hit 1255 this morning, I believe, and then came down a bit. So does this chart qualify as climactic?
It's starting to look a little climactic, but the fact that it came in today and it didn't go up today, that's not. So if it had gone up today, like another one or two more of these big green bars that we got yesterday, then it would have been a full-blown climactic. It is a little bit climactic. I would say it's just a little bit extended. But the fact that it came in today makes it not so climactic anymore. Climactic is like what we had, when the SMTC. Is that SMTC? No, not
Yes.
SMTC. What's the other one? The SMCI.
SMCI. SMCI.
So when the stock starts to go vertical, like over here, you see how vertical it went. That's what we're looking for. So Nvidia, is it vertical? Not really, because it based, broke out, based, broke out. Is it extended? For sure, yes. So actually, Nvidia we would have been better off if it had just gone up a couple more days. Then we could have actually tried to catch the top on it, because on the other time frames, the monthly, the weekly, it could come in. But the daily, now that it came in, unless you like took it today under the 15-minute bars, though, that was the entry. But I wasn't looking to short it. But that was the right entry. And now it's too late, and it doesn't look all that good. Nvidia coming in, to here would actually be healthy. To like 1150 or so would actually be healthy for Nvidia, because when a stock goes climactic, that's not a good thing for the stock, because it means it's gonna top out and may not recover from that climactic move. But Nvidia, coming in today is actually healthy for Nvidia in the longer term.
Okay, how about our good friend Tesla? I feel like we've been talking about this every week for I don't know how long because it's this I don't know. So I'm not a chart expert like Sammy. This looks like an annoying chart because it's
Uh,
like it's getting
yeah,
so tight. So
yeah,
how do you
no
assess
follow
something
through.
like this?
Yeah, so Tesla. So here's the thing about Tesla. So it went a little bit climactic to the downside, got bought, went vertical, but then got hit. It hit resistance and the declining 20 on the weekly, and it's been going sideways. Why is it going sideways without any follow through in either direction? So it tried to go up here, failed. It broke down yesterday, failed. Why is it not following through at all? Because they're probably waiting on the vote next week, the shareholder vote on the Elon Musk pay package. So it's just not following through. So Tesla should not be really traded for now. Uh, it can be invested in long term if you have a strong inclination one way or the other. If you thought this is a good, I like it long term, then this is not a bad idea to get in it before ahead of the vote. But as a swing trade, or as a trade candidate, it isn't, because it's not following through. We really need it to break down for good and close below the base. In fact, below the pivot, which would be below the weekly base, or pop above it and close above it, for us to start to think that Tesla is going to produce any kind of follow through. But Tesla makes for a very bad trading stock right now, because again, there's no follow through at all.
Okay, how about why don't we flip to Bitcoin? You mentioned briefly that you like Bitcoin, and that's one of the reasons you like Robinhood. So, to me, this one looks good. I feel like the moron here, but to me, this one looks good.
Yeah, no, Mike, you're you're too humble. So this is IBIT. So I'm in Beto and I'm in IBIT. Beto is not a good chart to look at anymore, because they keep issuing dividends and it keeps gapping down to reflect the dividend distribution. But I going forward, I'm probably going to start using IBIT as a chart proxy for Bitcoin, and it looks good. It is at a lot of resistance. We could see it pull back a little bit. I was hoping we would get more follow through than what we're getting, but it looks good. This was a daily buy setup. It's going up. I wish I called the IBIT. I called the beta long at 25 or something over here, and it would be today. It would be over like at 30 maybe, or at least at 29. Except that they issued $1.76 per share dividend, so we got that as a cash distribution, or we're gonna get it actually on the 10th, not yet. But but again, Bitcoin overall looks good to me. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana's not as good, but they look good.
Okay, I might have to look at my Coinbase account for the first time in like 4 years. So, okay, before we are moving very fast today, but before we close out, a little commercial break for a second, guys. If you want to learn some of Sammy's best technical analysis techniques for free, go to t3live.com/SA, t3live.com/SA. The link is also in the tweet, in the YouTube description, Facebook description, LinkedIn description, etc., etc. If you download this ebook, I guarantee you will have a great weekend. The flowers will bloom, the sky will be all sunny and beautiful. Everything will go great for you if you download this ebook today. I guarantee it personally. Okay, so another fun topic. We're going to get into the cult area. And I say this affectionately because I'm personally a member of at least 3 different investing cults. We could talk about that another time. But cannabis, which is one of the ultimate messes of all time, or at least one of the hardest things to trade. Could this be double bottom? Like, is this support? What's going on here?
Yeah, so it is support. It is a support, but we have a massive breakout failure right here. So broke out and then got negated. So even though this is support for sure, and we might bounce a little bit, it doesn't look good. It looks like we have we've topped for now, maybe for good. It just doesn't look good. We were talking about the BIG as an earnings play yesterday because of the pop and the drop that's a breakout failure. You can see it better on the weekly, see the shakeout. And so that's looks like that's what's happening on. And then today the big gap down, gap down on earnings. It looks like that's what's happening with the MSOS. We have a massive breakout failure. Here it is. So we might bounce a little bit, but for now I wouldn't really be interested in playing it. Now if it goes back up, reclaims the 20 on the weekly and starts to base, then sure. You might say, well, why buy it at 10 versus at 7? Because at 7 it's very unlikely to work. At 10, more likely to work. Sure, I'd be buying it $3 higher than where I could now, but now I'm not interested in it. So that's the thing about the MSOS. Does not look good. Doesn't look good. See, Tesla was up 1%, down 2%. I don't know how much it was down, and back up to 1% on the day. So it's not following through at all. It's probably waiting for that shareholder vote next week. I think on the 13th.
Okay. All right. Okay. So we blew through our charts and stuff way faster. So we covered basically over 5 major topics in 11 minutes, which means I get to grill Sami for a few minutes before we have to let him get back to his trading. So just sort of random topics, Sami. What do you do in the morning to get ready for a day of trading? Like after you wake up, what do you do from opening your eyes to sitting down at the screen and pounding away?
Up until Christmas, I think. I was waking up at 3 a.m., 3:15, and I would go for a swim in the building where I live. There's a heated swimming pool. So that's what I did up until then. But I've been lazy this year, so I don't do that. So I just do some push-ups, some other exercises, whatever I feel like, and then I just get to the office and turn on the computers and get started. Basically, I have a certain order in which I do things, open this, open that, then set up this chart, so I have a certain order. So I have a certain routine that I follow, but I don't do anything, it's not like I spend 30 minutes meditating and then I go to the sauna, and then I don't have that kind of routine. I haven't had it, at least for this year. But yeah, so just I'm a normal guy. I don't do anything crazy, wild, or esoteric, or, eccentric. Just the normal stuff.
Yeah, everybody, very normal. So Sami wakes up at 3 in the morning, and he trades like all day long, successfully. There's nothing normal about that, Sami. It's not like, you were normal when you were a CPA, but I think those days are long over. Okay, so we finished way earlier than expected because we're trying to cover like way more information in less time. I can see Sami has that look in his eyes where he's dying to get back and and buy and sell. So we're gonna let Sami go early today. I'm also very sick, so I'm about to black out. So thank you for joining us. We will be back next week again at next Thursday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, get Sami's ebook, 100% free, t3live.com/essay, t3live.com/essay. Everybody have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, everybody.